Story 1, The Man with the Flashcards. Hey there, night owls. Welcome to RV Horror Stories, where the dark gets a little too close for comfort tonight. I've got a tale that'll sink its claws into you and not let go. Something true, something twisted, pulled from the shadows of a life that went off the rails. Usually, I'm prowling Reddit for those creepy gems, but this one's got its own flavor. A slow burn that'll haunt you long after the screen goes black. You folks screamed for more like this in a poll a while back, and I'm here to deliver. I'm itching to drag you down this rabbit hole with me. Drop a comment below. Tell me if you want more of this kind of nightmare fuel. 3 stories, 6, 10. Your call means the world that you're here, getting spooked alongside me. Before we dive in, smack that like button and hit subscribe. We're clawing our way to 1,000 subs, and every one of you keeps this engine running. All right, no more stalling. Let's step into the dark. I knew a guy, let's call him Daniel. He wasn't the type you'd peg for a horror story. Quiet, steady, the kind who'd rather fix a leaky roof than chase thrills. But Daniel had a hole in him, a gnawing thing that wouldn't let up. See, he'd been married to Laura for 17 years. 17 long, jagged years. And not once did she ever look him in the eye and say she loved him. Not a whisper, not a hint. For 10 of those years, their bed was a desert, cold, untouched, a silent war zone. Now, don't get it twisted. It wasn't Laura's fault, not entirely. She had a fire in her, a wild streak that craved something rough and reckless, nights that left marks, bruises, a pulse you could feel in your teeth. Daniel? He was different. All he wanted was the slow stuff, soft touches, whispered words, the kind of love that wraps around you like a blanket and holds tight. Guess they were never built to fit. They met back when opposites still felt like destiny. Laura was a psychologist, sharp and cool as a blade, teaching at Duke University in Durham, North Carolina. She'd stand in those lecture halls, unraveling minds like they were puzzles she'd already solved. Daniel ran a small construction crew, hammers, nails, sweat-stained shirts. They crossed paths when he got contracted to patch up her building at Duke. Some busted pipes, cracked walls. She'd lean against the door frame watching him work, and he'd fumble his tools under that gaze. Sparks flew, or so he thought. Early days were good, damn near golden. She'd cook him supper, laugh at his dumb cracks, try to bridge the gap. But those differences, they didn't stay cute. They grew fangs, fast. 3 years back, it hit the wall. Arguments turned into screaming matches, the kind that rattle the windows and leave the house heavy with quiet afterward. They stopped sleeping side by side. Laura on the couch, Daniel in the spare room, the air between them thick enough to choke on. Every time they crossed paths, it was like the walls pressed in, squeezing the breath out of them both. Daniel's need for love wasn't just a pang anymore. It was a beast, clawing at his ribs, starving for something he couldn't name. He'd lie awake, staring at the ceiling, feeling that ache spread like rot. 17 years with Laura, and he was still begging for scraps she'd never give. That's when Emily came in. Didn't start how you'd think. Not some seedy back alley deal. Daniel just wanted warmth, a body next to his to remind him he wasn't a ghost in his own life. Found her through some discreet ad. Nothing flashy, just a number and a promise. First night, he met her at this motel off Highway 70, a little east of Durham. Clean enough, not the kind of place that asks questions. The Pine View Inn, they called it. tucked between pines and a gas station that flickered its neon half dead. Emily was younger, mid-20s maybe, same age Laura was when they met. Same blue eyes too, sharp and clear, though Emily's had a softness Laura's had long lost. That first time it was simple, physical, tender, close enough to what he'd been missing. She didn't talk much, just moved with him, let him feel wanted for once. It was nice, damn nice, but it wasn't the point. Second night, same deal. Pineview Inn, room 12, curtains drawn tight. Passionate again, slow like he liked it, but it still felt off, like chasing a shadow that wouldn't hold still. By the third time, he knew what he really needed. Sat her down on that creaky motel bed, hands shaking a little, and said, "No sex tonight, just hold me." Emily didn't blink, just nodded, slid closer, wrapped her arms around him tight. He sank into it, her warmth bleeding into him, steadying that wild thing in his chest. Felt good, better than good, but it was still hollow like a song with no words. That's when he got the idea. Dug into his pocket, pulled out these little flashcards he'd scribbled on, things he'd waited half his life to hear. Handed them over, voice low. "Read these, please." She took them, flipped through, didn't judge. Started soft, her breath against his ear. "You make me feel safe," she said, arms tightening. "Hold me close, don't let go. Then, you're the best thing that's ever happened to me. And I love you so much." Each word hit like a jolt, sharp, sweet, cutting through the fog. Emily was good, too good. Knew how to pause, how to lean in, make it feel real. Her touch was warm, gentle, like she could sense the weight he'd been dragging. For those few hours, he wasn't alone. Wasn't invisible. It was a lifeline, a drug, and he was hooked before he even knew it. That first night with the cards, he left the Pineview Inn lighter, color creeping back into his gray world. Didn't take long for once a month to turn into twice, then a couple nights a week. He'd sit in his truck beforehand, counting cash, feeling that pull, like a junkie needing a fix. When Emily wasn't there, the emptiness roared back, blacker than ever, a void that swallowed him whole. Laura started noticing, couldn't not. He'd swap his faded tees for pressed shirts, walk with a little bounce she hadn't seen in years. She got softer too, less sharp around the edges, but her eyes narrowed sometimes like she smelled something off. Daniel didn't care. He had Emily, those cards, that motel room. It was his secret, his salve, until it wasn't. Daniel couldn't shake it. That glow Emily gave him started leaking into everything. He'd catch himself humming in the mornings, shaving with a steadier hand, even meeting Laura's eyes across the kitchen without flinching. She noticed, too. Her edges softened, her voice less clipped. Once she even asked how his day was, like she cared. He mumbled something about a job site, kept it vague, but those blue eyes of hers lingered. Searching, suspicious, didn't matter. He had his fix waiting at the Pineview Inn, room 12, where the world made sense for a few hours. Emily didn't just read the flashcards anymore, she owned them. Didn't need prompting, just slid into his arms, whispering, "You make me feel safe," like it was her idea. "I love you so much," she'd say, voice curling around him, warm and electric. Each time it stitched him back together, made him feel alive, wanted, whole. But the pull got stronger, hungrier. Once a week wasn't enough anymore. He'd find himself counting days, itching for that motel key. The withdrawal hit like a freight train. Nights without her left him hollow, a dark pit yawning in his chest. He'd sit in his truck outside the Pine View, watching the neon flicker, feeling that ache twist tighter. Laura picked up on it. Couldn't not. "You're different," she said one night, leaning against the counter, arms crossed. "What's going on with you?" Her tone wasn't soft anymore, sharp, probing. He shrugged, muttered about work stress, but she didn't buy it. Those eyes, same blue as Emily's, same as they'd been 17 years ago, bored into him. He turned away, grabbed his keys, said he needed air. Drove straight to the motel. That night, Emily opened the door and something shifted. She stood there in this soft blue dress, Laura's dress, the one she used to wear when they still laughed together. Hugged her just right, fabric catching the dim light. Her hair fell in those long, effortless waves Laura loved, back when she'd let it down, back when things were good. Even her eyes sparkled the same, that old, familiar glint that used to make his heart race. She tilted her head, listening as he stammered, "How do you know to dress like this?" Her smile was slow, knowing. "Thought you'd like it," she said, voice low. "Don't you remember how much she loved this dress?" His stomach knotted, tight, cold. Coincidence? No way. Had she seen Laura somewhere, dug into his life? He couldn't breathe right, mumbled, "I got to go," and bolted, legs shaking all the way to his truck. Drove home in a daze, parked in the driveway, sat there, gripping the wheel. Laura was inside, probably still awake, probably still watching him like a hawk. He went in, avoided her eyes, kept it quiet. Next night, they sat across the dining table. First time in months they'd shared a meal. The air was fragile, thin, like it might snap. She looked up, blue eyes softer than usual, searching his. "I've missed you," she said, barely above a whisper. Hit him like a punch. First time in 10 years he'd heard anything close to that from her. "Really?" he managed, voice cracking. She nodded, tension easing from her shoulders, reached across, brushed his fingers with hers. It was small, tentative, but it cracked something open in him. They moved to the bedroom, slow, like stepping onto thin ice. The walls they'd built crumbled, just for a moment. She pressed close, gave him everything he'd been starving for. Slow, tender, real. Hands soft, breath warm. A closeness he'd forgotten they could have. He sank into it, let it wash over him, sweat and skin and a quiet that felt like peace. For once, the beast in his chest went still. They lay there after, tangled in sheets, her head on his shoulder. He could have stayed like that forever, should have known it wouldn't last. She shifted, lips brushing his ear, and whispered, "You make me feel safe." His blood turned to ice. Those words, exact, perfect, straight from the flashcards. He pulled back, heart slamming against his ribs. "What did you say?" he rasped. She smiled, sleepy, murmured it again. "You make me feel safe." He shot up, sheets pooling around him, staring at her in the dark. How? How could she know? His mind raced, Emily's voice, those cards, now Laura echoing them like some sick joke. "Where'd you hear that?" he demanded, louder than he meant. She blinked, confused. "What are you talking about?" she said, sitting up. "Just felt right." He didn't buy it, couldn't. That phrase, word for word, wasn't random. Was she messing with him? Had she found the cards somehow? He scrambled out of bed, pacing, breath short. "Daniel, what's wrong?" she called, but he was already gone, mind spinning, stomach sick. Slept in the spare room that night, door locked, staring at the ceiling, trying to convince himself it was nothing. A fluke. Had to be. Next night, he stayed there again. Needed space, needed quiet. Fell asleep uneasy, woke up sweating, a weight on his chest. Opened his eyes, Emily. Right there in his house, arms locked around him tight. Room was wrong, walls covered in flashcards, nailed up like trophies. "You make me feel safe," she whispered, soft and slow. "Hold me tight. Don't let go." His heart stopped. "You're the best thing that's ever happened to me," she went on. "I love you so much." Each word a knife slicing through him. He shoved her off, stumbled back. How was she here? How'd she get in? "What the hell are you doing?" he choked out. She just smiled, that same slow, knowing smile, didn't answer. The cards stared down at him, every line he'd written, every desperate plea, pinned up like a confession. He ran, grabbed his keys, tore out of the house, drove back to the Pine View Inn. Same room, same curtains, same creaky bed. Needed to think, needed control. Locked the door, sank onto the mattress, head in his hands. Couldn't shake it. Laura's words, Emily in his room, those damn cards everywhere. What was happening? A knock broke the silence, sharp, insistent. He froze. Wasn't expecting anyone. Couldn't be her, not again. Stood slow, heart pounding, cracked the door. Emily stood there, but not Emily. She looked like Laura, exact down to the cold, cutting blue in her eyes. "You couldn't stay away, could you?" she said, voice dripping venom. Stepped inside before he could stop her, and the room felt smaller, darker, like the walls were closing in. "Emily, why are you doing this?" Daniel rasped, voice cracking as she stepped into the motel room, uninvited. The door clicked shut behind her, heavy, final. She didn't look like the Emily he knew, not the soft-eyed girl who'd whispered his flashcards like a lifeline. This was Laura's face, cold, sharp, the way she'd glare at him during their worst fights, blue eyes slicing through him like glass. "Emily?" she sneered, mocking. "That what you call me now, you pathetic little man?" The words hit like a slap. Laura's words, straight from those nights when she'd tear him down, strip him bare. He staggered back, shoulder hitting the wall. "Stop it," he begged, hands shaking. She didn't. "You think paying for affection makes you a man," she hissed, stepping closer, voice low and venomous. "You think a few nice words on those sad little cards fix your broken life?" Each syllable dug in, sharp, relentless, echoes of Laura at her cruelest. "Shut up," he shouted, louder than he meant, but it didn't faze her. She kept coming, slow, deliberate. "You've always been weak," she said, eyes glinting in the dim light. "That's why she can't love you. You disgust her." His chest tightened, couldn't breathe, couldn't think. "Shut up," he roared again, fists clenched. She didn't flinch. "You're worthless," she went on, voice flat now, cold as the grave. "Never enough for her, never enough for anyone." Something snapped, deep, ugly, a wire fraying too long. Those words, that face, every jagged piece of Laura's scorn wrapped in Emily's skin. It was too much. He lunged, shoved her hard, just wanting it to stop. Didn't mean to hurt her, didn't mean anything, just needed silence. She stumbled, caught the edge of the coffee table, crashed through the glass with a sickening crunch. Shards scattered, glinting red as blood pooled fast around her. Daniel froze, breath stuck, watching it spread. "What have I done?" he whispered, voice barely there. Rushed over, she wasn't moving. Blood soaked her blue dress, Laura's dress, shining wet under the motel's cheap bulbs. His head spun, world tilting. Couldn't leave her like that. Couldn't think straight. Dragged her to the bathroom, hands slipping on her arms. Laid her in the tub, blood streaking the porcelain, his fingers trembling as he wiped sweat from his face. Stood there, staring down, mind blank. Thought about running, bolting out the door, leaving her for some poor maid to find. Couldn't do it. Couldn't focus. Grabbed his phone, dialed 911, voice shaking. "There's been an accident. Someone's hurt," he stammered, barely coherent. Cops showed up fast, too fast, lights flashing through the curtains. He led them in, heart pounding, pointed to the bathroom. "In there," he muttered, bracing for the worst. Pulled back the shower curtain and his stomach dropped. No body, just a mannequin, stiff, twisted, glassy eyes staring up, limbs bent wrong. Pinned to its chest, its arms were the flashcards. "You make me feel safe. I love you. You're the best thing that's ever happened to me." Every word he'd written, mocking him in neat, familiar scrawl. The officer squinted, confused. "What's this?" he asked, voice flat. Daniel couldn't speak, couldn't explain. Room spun, knees buckled, sank to the floor, gasping. Was he losing it? Had he imagined her, the blood, the crash? Then he saw it, one card different, pinned to the mannequin's chest. Handwriting sharper, crueler. "Smile. I'm watching you. Your loving wife." Ice flooded his veins, sharp, cold, paralyzing. Looked up. Tiny red lights blinked in the bathroom corners. Cameras. Checked the main room. More. One behind the mirror, another in the smoke alarm, winking at him. She'd seen it all. Every whisper, every breakdown, every moment with Emily. How long? How deep did this go? His chest pounded. Fury, fear, disbelief twisting together. Had to find her. Had to know. Drove to Duke University, knuckles white on the wheel, stormed into her building. Didn't care about the stares, the whispers. Pushed through students, faculty, anyone in his way. Found her lecture hall, flung the door open. Room full. Women, all of them. Eyes on a projector screen. Front and center sat Emily. Perfect posture, star pupil, watching like she belonged. Up on the screen, him and Laura. Every fight, every silent night. Then him with Emily at the Pineview Inn. Every touch, every flashcard, every desperate plea laid bare. His life dissected, displayed. Laura stood at the front, impeccable in her crisp blazer, cold eyes gleaming with something dark. Satisfaction, maybe. She paused the video, turned, smiled, slow, predatory. "Welcome, darling," she said, voice smooth as silk. "Didn't expect you so soon, but it's perfect timing." "What is this?" he growled, voice raw, stepping forward. She waved at the screen, casual, like it was nothing. "This, my dear, is years of work," she said. A deep dive into the male psyche, specifically the fragile male ego and toxic masculinity. Her smile widened, no warmth, just teeth. "And you, my love, have been the perfect subject." The room buzzed, students murmuring, nodding, some scribbling notes. Emily's eyes locked on his, cold now, complicit, no trace of the softness he'd clung to. "You set this up?" he choked out, voice trembling. "The cameras, the flashcards, Emily, all of it." Laura tilted her head, smile stretching. "Of course," she said, calm as death. "Every piece of your life, our marriage, your little fling. I curated it. Needed to break you down, strip away every lie you told yourself about worth, until only the truth was left. That's what this experiment was about." He stumbled back, bile rising, legs unsteady. "This is sick," he spat, voice breaking. She didn't blink. What better way to understand a man's breaking point than to use his own desires against him, she said, like it was a lecture point. Clinical, detached. The students watched, some amused, some intrigued, others staring at him like he was roadkill under their boots. Couldn't breathe. world collapsing, every intimate shred of him exposed, twisted into her game. "You're a monster," he whispered, trembling. Her smile didn't waver. "No, darling," she said, stepping closer, voice dropping low. "I'm a scientist." He turned to run, had to get out, had to escape those eyes, that screen, her voice. But the door felt miles away and the room kept spinning, tightening around him like a noose. Daniel's legs moved before his brain caught up, lurching for the lecture hall door, away from Laura's cold smile, away from that screen playing his life like a cheap horror flick. The room spun, students' eyes boring into him, some smirking, some scribbling, all watching him unravel. He could still hear her voice, smooth and sharp, cutting through the buzz. What better way to understand a man's breaking point than to use his own desires against him? It echoed, stuck in his skull like a splinter. He shoved past a girl with a notebook, her pen frozen mid-word, and hit the hallway, breath ragged, chest tight. Had to get out, had to breathe, but the walls of Duke University felt alive, closing in, laughing at him. Drove back to the Pine View Inn, didn't know where else to go. Hands shook on the wheel, mind racing. Laura's words, Emily's face, those damn cameras blinking red in the dark. Room 12 was still his. Key rattling as he let himself in, locked the door, sank onto the bed. Head in his hands, he tried to piece it together. How long had she been watching? How deep did this go? Every whisper to Emily, every flashcard, every night he'd thought was his escape. Laura had it all, twisted it into her sick little study. He danced for her, a puppet jerking on strings he didn't even see. The thought made him sick, bile rising, burning his throat. Checked the room again, behind the mirror, the smoke alarm, yanked the cameras down, smashed them under his boot. Didn't matter. Too late. Sleep wouldn't come. Couldn't, not with her voice looping in his head. You've been the perfect subject. Fragile male ego. Toxic masculinity. Every word a knife carving him up. He paced, curtains drawn, the neon hum outside seeping through the cracks. Hours bled into dawn, gray light creeping under the door. Had to confront her, had to know why, how far she'd taken it. Drove back to Duke, jaw set, stomach churning. Stormed her office this time. No lecture hall, no audience. Just her. Found her there, behind her desk, papers stacked neat like nothing had happened. She looked up, calm, expectant. "Back already?" she said, voice cool, a faint smile playing at her lips. "What the hell was that?" he demanded, slamming the door shut. "Years of work, you said. Breaking me. For what?" She leaned back, fingers steepled, studying him like a specimen. "For truth," she said, simple, like it explained everything. "You gave me the raw data, your need, your weakness. I shaped it, tested it, proved it. Men like you clinging to some fantasy of worth. It's predictable, Daniel. Pathetic, but predictable." He stared, breath hitching. "You hired Emily," he said, not a question. She nodded, casual. "A tool, willing, pliable. She played her part well, didn't she?" His fists clenched, wanted to hit something, anything, but the room felt too small, her presence too big. The cameras. How long? He pressed, voice low, shaking. "Long enough," she said, shrugging. "Every motel night, every breakdown, captured, analyzed. You thought you were hiding, but you were just performing." He felt it then, the weight of it all, crushing, suffocating. "You're insane," he whispered, stepping back. Her smile sharpened. "No, I'm thorough. You wanted love. I gave you a stage. You wanted to feel safe. I gave you a script. And you ate it up, every word." He shook his head, dizzy. Those flashcards, his words, her trap. Why me? He choked out. She stood, slow, deliberate, cross to him. Because you were there, she said, close now, voice dropping. Because you were easy. He turned, bolted. Couldn't hear more, couldn't face her. Drove home, packed a bag, clothes, cash, anything to run. Laura didn't follow. Didn't need to. She'd already won. Checked into a new motel, some dive off I-40, miles from Durham. Thought distance might help. It didn't. First night, woke up sweating, Emily beside him, arms tight, whispering, "You make me feel safe." Flashcards nailed to the walls again. Same words, same trap. He screamed, shoved her off, but she was gone when he blinked. Just a pillow, a shadow. Checked out, moved again. Another motel, another town. Same thing. Emily, the cards, her voice. Every night, inescapable, like she'd burned herself into his head. Weeks blurred, motel to motel, running from something he couldn't outpace. Started seeing Laura too, standing in corners, smiling that cold smile, mouthing, "Perfect subject." Didn't know if it was real, didn't care. Sleep stopped coming. Food tasted like ash. One night, broke down, called the cops from some fleabag joint near Raleigh. "Someone's stalking me," he said, voice hoarse. They came, searched, found nothing. No cameras, no cards, just him, wild-eyed, ranting. "Sir, you need help," one said, pity in his eyes. Daniel laughed, sharp, unhinged. Help? No one could help. Last straw came in a gas station bathroom, caught his reflection, saw Laura's face staring back, then Emily's, then both, flickering. Smashed the mirror, glass cutting his hands, blood dripping. Checked into a psych ward after, voluntary, desperate. Told the shrink everything. Laura, Emily, the experiment, the cameras. She nodded, scribbled, said, "Delusions, maybe trauma." Prescribed pills, locked him in. Didn't stop the visions. Emily at his bedside, Laura in the halls, flashcards pinned to his dreams. "You're the best thing that's ever happened to me," they'd whisper, over and over, until he couldn't tell their voices from his own. Months in, he stopped fighting. Let it sink in. Laura had broken him just like she'd planned, stripped him to nothing, left him a shell. Maybe she'd always known he'd end up here, staring at padded walls, hearing her victory in every silence. Last time he saw her, real or not, she stood at his window, smiling. "Smile, I'm watching you," she mouthed, and he did. Cracked, empty, done. No running left, just her, always her, pulling the strings. Story 2. The Woman in the Woods. Call me Jake. I'm not the guy you'd pick for a ghost story, just a regular schlub, more comfortable with a beer than a mystery. But some nights you don't get to choose what finds you. This one started in a dive bar on the edge of Asheville, North Carolina. Grimy floors, neon buzzing, the kind of place that smells like stale hops and regret. I was there with buddies, knocking back drinks, laughing too loud, normal Friday stuff. Then I saw her. Sarah, I'd later call her, didn't know her name then. She was perched at the far end of the bar, this little brunette with a smile that didn't quite reach her eyes. Wore this bright yellow shirt, stood out like a flare in the dim light, kept catching my eye, pulling me in. Maybe she was looking at me, maybe the door behind me, maybe nothing at all. But something in that half-smile hooked me, deep, dumb, dangerous. Should have left when my crew did, should have piled into the truck, called it a night. But that yellow shirt held me there, glued to my stool. Told the guys I'd catch them tomorrow, waved them off. Left myself alone with the jukebox hum, and my own bad ideas. Figured I'd grab one more beer, work up the nerve to say hi. Brain ran wild. Maybe we'd hit it off, stumble out together, swap numbers. Hell, even a polite no thanks would have been a win for my shaky spine. Anything beat another night staring at my apartment walls. Just me and the quiet. But I didn't move. Froze there, sipping slow, trying not to stare. Tried so hard not to look weird that I probably looked like a damn fool. Here's where it gets stupid. Ordered 6 shots. Thought I'd send them her way, break the ice smooth. Bartender slid over, asked who they were for. Panicked, blurted, me. So there I was, 6 glasses lined up like a firing squad, my big move dead on arrival. He walked off, left me drowning in it. One of her friends caught me gawking, shot me a look that could peel paint. Whispered something to Sarah. They both glanced over, laughed quiet behind their hands. Face burned, bolted to the bathroom, praying the cracked tiles would swallow me. Splashed water on my cheeks, told myself to get it together. When I slunk back, they were gone. Shots still there, warm and mocking. Outside, the wind howled, drizzle slapping the bar's door. Car wasn't an option, not after those drinks I didn't even want. Had to walk, cut through Pisgah Forest to get home. Done it before, no big deal, but that night felt off. Air sharp, promising cold by dawn. Figured the shots might warm me up. Bottoms up, I slurred to the stragglers as the place emptied. Downed all 6, dumb as hell. Got groans and snickers for it. Didn't warm me, just tipped the world sideways. Don't remember leaving. Don't know how I got outside. Next thing, I'm staggering through Pisgah Forest, rain stinging my face, boots sinking in mud. Alone, trees looming, roots snagging my feet like they wanted me down. Those 6 shots hit me like a truck, world tilting, edges smearing as I lurched through Pisgah Forest. Rain stung my face, cold and sharp, soaking through my jacket. Thousands of trees stretched between me and home. Oaks and pines, dark and endless, roots twisting up like they were alive, waiting to trip me. They did, more than once. Fell hard, ate mud, yanked my hood up to block the sleet. Path I knew, clean, green, familiar, turned to sludge under my boots, sucking at every step. Took way too long to figure out I was lost. Landmarks I'd walked 100 times, those bends, that big split pine, gone. Just shadows and wet, pressing in. Glasses fogged up, damn weather shifting fast, warm to cold and back. Ripped them off, half blind now, squinting through the blur. That's when I saw it, a flash of yellow, sharp against the gray, maybe 20 feet ahead. Sarah. Had to be her, standing there in the rain, that shirt glowing like a sick beacon. Motionless, dead still, like she'd been waiting. Drunk and dumb, I forgot the bar, forgot her laugh, her friend's glare. "Hey!" I shouted, voice slurring. "What are you doing out here?" She started turning, slow, too slow, like something wound down. Kept talking, couldn't stop. "Ma'am, there's bears, wolves in these woods. You shouldn't be alone." Real bright, Jake, preaching safety while I'm staggering solo. No answer, just that turn, steady, silent. Stumbled closer, boots slipping, glasses useless in my hand. We on the path. "I'm lost," I mumbled, words thick. Got near enough to see her face, pale blue eyes locking on mine, bored and amused, cold as the sleet pelting us. Weird as hell, both of us soaked, lost in a freezing forest, and she's looking at me like I'm a bad joke. Stared for what felt like forever. 5 minutes maybe, stretching my nerves thin. Didn't know what to do. Walk off? Keep yapping? Lead her back? But that look, something in it, crawled under my skin, set my teeth on edge. Then it turned wrong. She dropped, slow, deliberate, to her knees, started moving her hands like legs, palms slapping the mud. I froze, brain shorting out. "What the hell are you doing?" I tried to say, but it came out mush, slurred, useless. She didn't answer, just lowered her shoulders, head tilting, and charged, full-on charged, like a damn animal. I ran, bolted fast, woods blurring past, rain whipping my face. Branches clawed me, sharp, wicked, cutting skin. Heard her behind, crashing, relentless, a growl ripping out, deep and feral, not human. Through sticks, zigzagged, anything to lose her. Didn't work, couldn't shake that sound, that thing chasing me. Panic took over, lungs burning, legs screaming. She lunged, caught me at a fork, slammed me to the ground, ice and mud biting through my clothes, pinned me, heavy, wild. "Please, ma'am, I'm sorry," I begged, thrashing. "I've got a family." Lies, she didn't care, didn't even blink. Up close, God, up close, she was a nightmare. Blood trickled from scrapes on her cheeks, red and fresh, teeth yellow, jagged, breath hot, stinking like rot. Nails dug into me, long, sharp, tearing. I scrambled up, heart pounding, hands slick, ran. Didn't look back, didn't stop till I hit my door, fumbled the lock, collapsed inside. Sat there, shaking, staring at nothing. Couldn't tell anyone, not cops, not friends. They'd think I was drunk, crazy, both. Maybe I was. Blood on her face, on that rock, kept flashing behind my eyes, but no one would believe it. Not without a body, not without proof. Just me, alone with that night clawing at my head. I didn't sleep that night. Couldn't. Kept seeing her, Sarah, slumped in the mud, blood seeping from her cracked skull, those pale blue eyes staring through me even after they went dark. Sat on my couch, lights off, hands shaking, waiting for sirens that never came. No one knocked, no one called, just me and the quiet, thick as fog. Checked my clothes at dawn. No blood, no mud, nothing. Jacket clean, boots dry, like it never happened. Told myself it was the shots, 6 whiskeys playing tricks, turning a bad stumble into a nightmare. Had to be that. No body in Pisgah Forest, no missing girl on the news, just a drunk fool's imagination. Right? Days turned to weeks, kept it buried. Didn't tell my buddies, didn't want the looks, the laughs, the "Jake's lost it" whispers. Avoided that bar too. Couldn't face those sticky stools, that jukebox hum, without feeling her eyes on me again. Started driving the long way home. No more shortcuts through the woods. Life crept back, work, beers, TV, normal stuff. Convinced myself it was over, a glitch in my head I could outrun. Checked the papers, the local chatter, no trace of a brunette gone missing. Even hiked back to that spot one Sunday, sober, daylight, just leaves and dirt, no blood, no sign. Laughed it off, shaky, called it a win. I was fine, had to be. Months passed, 5, maybe 6, felt solid enough to try the bar again. Buddies dragged me out, same dive, same neon buzz, just outside Asheville. "Come on, Jake, been too long," they said. Gave in, figured I'd exercised it, left that night in the mud where it belonged. Walked in, heart steady, grabbed a stool. Ordered shots, 2 this time, no heroics. Game on the TV, chatter around me, normal, safe. Took a sip, let it burn, started to relax. Then the door creaked open, slow, heavy. Didn't want to look, did anyway. There she was, Sarah. Same yellow shirt, bright, wrong, glowing under the bar lights. Same half smile, faint and sharp, cutting through the haze. Froze, glass halfway to my mouth, breath stuck. She didn't move, just stood there, framed in the doorway, eyes on me. Could have been the door behind me. Could have been nothing, but no, it was me. Felt it, cold and sure, like a hand on my neck. Buddies didn't notice, kept yakking, laughing, oblivious. She tilted her head, slow like in the woods, and my stomach dropped. Same look, bored, amused, knowing. Shots hit the bar, spilled one, didn't care. Couldn't blink, couldn't turn away. Those pale blue eyes pinned me, same as before. Wasn't drunk this time, no fog, no blur. Just her, clear as death. Mouth went dry, wanted to run, scream, anything, but my legs wouldn't move. She took a step, casual, deliberate, then another. Closer now, yellow shirt screaming against the dim. Heart pounded, loud, fast, drowning out the bar noise. Buddies finally caught on. "Jake, you good?" one asked, nudging me. Didn't answer. Couldn't. She stopped, maybe 10 feet away, just staring. No cuts, no blood. Just her. Whole. Impossible. "You see her?" I whispered, voice shaking. "Who?" they said, looking around. Pointed, hand trembling. But she was gone. Door swung shut, empty, like she'd never been there. "Man, you're white as a sheet," my friend said, clapping my back. Forced a laugh, weak, hollow, said it was nothing, just tired. Downed the shot, let it burn, tried to shake it. Couldn't, kept seeing her in my head, that smile, those eyes. Left early, mumbled about work, ignored their ribbing. Drove home, hands tight on the wheel, checking the rear view every second. No yellow, no shadow, just me, losing it again. Locked the door, checked it twice, sat up all night, lights on, TV blaring, waiting for something I couldn't name. Was she real? Dead? In my head? Didn't know, didn't want to. But she'd found me again, and that was enough to crack me open. That night at the bar broke something in me, cracked it wide open, let the dark spill out. Couldn't shake her, Sarah, standing there in that yellow shirt, smiling like she knew me, like she'd always known me. Stayed up till dawn, lights blazing, TV muttering. Didn't help. Kept seeing her in the corners, quick flashes, gone when I blinked. Told myself it was exhaustion. Stress, maybe, from work piling up. Didn't buy it, not really. Next day, called out sick. First time in years. Locked myself in. Checked the windows, the doors, twice, 3 times, waiting for that creak, that shadow. Nothing came. Just quiet, heavy, and thick, pressing down. Friends called, worried, nosy. "You looked like hell last night, Jake. What's up?" Brushed them off, said it was a bug, bad food, anything but the truth. Couldn't tell them, not without sounding unhinged. Saw a girl I killed in the woods, doesn't roll off the tongue easy. Kept it in, let it fester. Days blurred, stayed inside, shades drawn, jumping at every noise. Started checking the news again, local sites, papers. Nothing about a missing girl, no body in Pisgah Forest. Should have felt good, no proof, no crime. But it didn't. Made it worse. Made her feel less real, more like a ghost in my head. Maybe she was. Maybe I'd dreamed it all. That rock, that crack, that blood. But those eyes, those damn blue eyes, felt too sharp to be fake. A week later, had to go out. Food ran low, couldn't hide forever. Drove to the store, hands tight on the wheel, eyes flicking everywhere. Saw yellow everywhere. Jackets, signs, cars. Jumped every time, heart racing. Nothing, just me, fraying. Grabbed groceries, kept my head down, got out fast. On the way back, past that bar. Couldn't help it, it's on the route. Slowed down, stupid move, glanced over. There she was, Sarah. Outside the door, yellow shirt glowing under the neon. Standing still, too still. Smiling that half smile, head tilted, eyes locked on me. Slammed the brakes, tires squealed, stared back. Cars honked, someone yelled, but I couldn't move. Couldn't blink. She didn't. Didn't step. Didn't wave. Just watched. Snapped out of it. Floored it home. Groceries rattling in the back. Locked up. Dumped the bags. Didn't unpack. Sat there, breathing hard, waiting for her to show up. She didn't. Not that night. But it kept happening. Every time I left. At the gas station, leaning against a pump. Yellow shirt. Blue eyes, smiling. Outside my job, across the lot. Motionless, waiting. Even at the damn diner in the window reflection while I choked down coffee. Always there. Always watching. Never closer, never farther. Just enough to keep me on edge. Stopped going out. Quit the bar runs, quit the hikes. Quit everything. Buddies gave up. Thought I'd cracked, didn't push. Maybe they were right. Nights got worse. Started hearing things. Rustling outside like footsteps in leaves. Soft, steady. Check the windows. Nothing but dark. Then the knocks, light, slow. On the door, the walls. The damn roof sometimes. Never found anyone. Just that sound, night after night. Sleep stopped coming. Caught naps in daylight when it felt safer. One morning, weeks into it, maybe months, woke up to yellow. A scrap of fabric, her shirt, nailed to my bedroom wall. No idea how. Doors locked, windows shut. No break-in. Ripped it down, burned it in the sink. Stink of charred cotton filling the place. Didn't help. Next day, another piece, pinned to my couch. Then my mirror. Then my bed. I'm still here. Barely. Don't leave anymore. Groceries delivered. Job gone. World shrinking to these walls. She's out there, I know it. Waiting in Pisgah Forest. Outside that bar. Anywhere I might go. See her sometimes. Through the blinds, across the street. Yellow shirt, blue eyes, smiling. Knocks haven't stopped. Neither has the rustling. Don't know if she's real. Dead, alive, something else. Don't care. Just want it over. But she's not done. Not yet. Maybe she never will be. Story 3. The Blizzard and the Animals. I'm Mia, born and bred in Bangor, Maine, where winters hit hard and don't let go. Seen storms that'd bury you alive, snow so thick you'd lose your house in it. But nothing like that night. Started normal, me and Ethan, my husband, tucked in our little place just outside town, pines crowding the yard like silent watchers. He's the soft one. Big heart, loves critters, always has. I'm the practical half. Keep us grounded, keep us moving. We'd been together 8 years. Solid, easy, the kind of love that doesn't need words. That night, I was driving back from work. Late shift at the library, cataloging books nobody reads. Radio humming, heat cranking. Then I saw the sky. 1 minute, it's clear, stars sharp. Air crisp. Next, these clouds roll in. Black, heavy, like they're carrying something alive. Swallowed the horizon fast, moving wrong. Too deliberate, too hungry. Pulled into the driveway, stepped out, and the wind hit. Clawing, howling, alive. Barely made it up the steps, slipped twice, got inside as it unleashed. Ethan was at the living room window, peering out, silhouette framed against the glass. Got here just in time, he said, voice steady, calm like always. Joined him. Street gone, buried in white, snow swirling so thick it looked like static. Snuck up out of nowhere, I muttered, dropping my bag. Then the doggy door flapped, sharp, loud. We don't have pets, not officially, but this orange tabby, Muffin, likes to wander in. Ethan's stray shows up when it's cold, leaves when it's not. Sure enough, she strutted in, muddy paws purring loud, rubbed against his leg like she owned him. Back again, huh? Too chilly out there, he said, grinning. Had that way with her, always did. Come on, I'll get you some dinner, he called, heading to the kitchen. Thank God I'm starving, I shot back, half joking. Not you, he laughed, warm, easy, the sound I loved. Half an hour later, we're eating. Stew, hot, simple, when that doggy door creaked again. Looked at Ethan, raised an eyebrow. Muffin, was it? Our only regular. So what the hell was this? A border collie burst in, barking wild, whining high like it had seen the devil himself. We jumped, spoons clattering, watched it cower in the corner, shaking hard. That's Mr. Carter's dog, I said, stepping closer, slow. Sadie, right? See her around. Tail tucked, eyes wide, pure terror. Ethan frowned, set Muffin down. She didn't flinch, just watched. Something's off, he said, low. No blood on her, no limp. Just fear, deep and raw. Didn't know it then, but that was the start. The first crack in a night that'd break us wide open. Sadie stayed hunkered in that corner, whining soft now, still scared, eyes darting like something might lunge from the walls. Ethan crouched near her, hand out, voice low. Hey, girl, easy. She didn't snap, just trembled, tail tucked tight. I'll call Mr. Carter, he said, grabbing his phone. Stepped to the hall, came back fast, brow creased. No signal. I checked mine, dead too. Bangor's spotty sometimes, but never like this. Both phones blank, not a bar. Storm must have knocked it out, I said, shrugging it off. Tried to. Restarted mine, paced, nothing. Was about to ask Ethan if the Wi-Fi was up when this tapping hit, quick, sharp, from the bathroom. Followed it, found the window. Outside, a scrappy marten clawed at the glass, wild, frantic, tearing the screen to shreds. Ethan, I called. He poked in, Muffin in his arms, purring lazy. That a marten? I asked, pointing. He nodded, eyes lighting up. Yeah, cool, huh? I groaned. Don't even start, we're not a zoo. It glared, beady eyes, desperate, and kept slamming the window. It'll freeze out there, Ethan said, soft, pleading. Argued a bit. Me against more strays, him all heart. But that thing wouldn't quit. Gave in, cracked the window, let it slip through the ripped screen. Big mistake. Before I could shut it, mice poured in. Dozens, white fur blending with the snow, scattering fast. One hit my foot. I yelped, stumbled, slammed the window as a cardinal darted in, red wings flashing. Stunned, I chased them, marten, mice, bird, into the dining room. Sadie was still there, shaking, but now a gray cat and 2 stray dogs had slipped in too. Ethan, lock the doggy door, I shouted, piecing it together. Damn flap was a free-for-all. Ran over, bolted it shut. Too late. Room buzzed with them. Dogs, cat, mice, bird, but not how you'd think. No fights, no chaos, just space, like they'd agreed to it. Dogs ignored the cat, cat blind to the mice, all shivering, pressing into corners, hiding under chairs. What the hell's going on? Ethan asked, voice tight, Muffin still calm in his grip. Had no answer, none that made sense. Main storms are brutal, seen animals spooked before. But this was wrong. Drifted to the living room window, snow swirling thick, hypnotic, hiding everything past a few feet. What had them running? Cold? Didn't add up. When I'd opened that bathroom window, no icy gust hit. Just still, weird air. Touched the glass, frowned. Ethan, I said, low. He stepped over, Muffin purring against him. It's warm. He pressed his hand, face hardened, didn't speak. Felt it, too, glass warm, like summer. Not a blizzard howling outside. Means what? I whispered, stomach twisting. Don't know, he muttered, eyes on the whiteout. Wind screamed, louder, wilder, but I knew. If I stuck my hand out, it wouldn't bite with cold. Ethan shifted. Look, he said, pointing. Something moved, big, black, limping through the snow. Couldn't tell at first, too strange, too broken. Then it hit the porch light. A black bear, huge, torn apart, jaw gone, hind leg missing, blood trailing bright against the white. Staggered up, stopped inches from the glass, gashes deep, fresh, glistening. Locked eyes with us, pleading, raw, held it till it collapsed. Blood pooled, dark, thick, chest heaving once, twice, then still, never blinked, even dead. Stood there, silent, frozen, staring at it. That what they're running from? Ethan asked, voice low, breaking the quiet. Hope so, I said, gut sinking. If it was, what the hell did that to a bear? Sadie whimpered, mice squeaked, Cardinal chirped this sad, eerie tune. Muffin just watched, only one not scared. Away from the windows, I said, stepping back, sudden, sharp. Ethan nodded. We moved. Then the lights flickered, once, twice out. Darkness hit, hard, complete, swallowing us whole. Darkness crashed in when the lights died, pitch black, thick, like the house had sunk under water. Sadie's whines spiked, sharp, panicked, mice squeaking, Cardinal chirping wild. Muffin stayed quiet, purring steady in Ethan's arms, only calm thing left. Fumbled to the kitchen, hands shaking, grabbed flashlights from the drawer. Tossed one to Ethan, beam cut the gloom, shaky and thin. Sank to the dining room floor, backs to the wall, animals huddling close, still trembling. Ethan looked steady, stroking Muffin, eyes on me. But I felt it, his tension tight under the surface. They've seen something, I whispered, nodding at Sadie, the Martin, the rest. He didn't answer, just watched them, jaw set. Hey, he said, sudden, voice low, cutting my thoughts. You hear that? Listened, nothing. No wind, no howls, just dead silence, heavy as lead. Animals froze, Sadie's whines cut off, mice still, Cardinal mute, like they'd all stopped breathing. Clicked my flashlight off, Ethan followed, sat there blind, waiting. Then it came, clear, crisp from outside. Hello. Skin prickled, sharp, cold, voice too steady, too close for a blizzard burying Bangor. Anyone in there? It called, casual, like a neighbor dropping by. I need some help out here. Ethan shifted, like he might stand. I grabbed his arm, yanked him down with Muffin. No chance he was moving toward that. Footsteps crunched, slow, deliberate, snow muffled but clear. Please, it said, circling now, too calm, too wrong. Could really use some help. Can I come in? It's so cold. Grip tightened on Ethan, voice flat, empty, set my teeth grinding. Muffin purred on, oblivious. Ethan squeezed my hand back, hard, steady, as it got closer. Come on, don't you have room for one more? Right outside the dining room window now, inches away. I shut my eyes, coward move, didn't want to see. Ethan sucked in a breath, sharp, quick, beside me. Then a soft chuckle, low, dry, footsteps fading, silence snapping back. Wind roared again, fierce, alive, filling the void. Held Ethan's hand, eyes closed, for an hour maybe, too scared to move. You okay? I whispered, finally, voice shaking. No answer. Louder. Ethan? Nothing. Dead quiet. Clicked my flashlight, beam hit his face, pale, twisted, locked in horror, staring at the window, rigid, stone still, eyes wide, unblinking. Ethan! Shook him. Nothing. Called his name, louder, desperate, no twitch, no sound, just that look, frozen deep. Grabbed his shoulders, dragged him up, half carried him to the car, snow still raging outside. Floored it to the hospital, tires slipping, heart pounding, didn't care, had to get him out. Docs swarmed, took him fast, me left pacing, shaking, Snow melting off my boots in the waiting room. Stroke, they said, hours later. Clipboards and calm voices. Sudden, severe, catatonic state. Didn't buy it. Ethan, 29, healthy as hell. No warning, no signs. Just that night. That voice, that window. He was fine, I snapped, voice breaking. Something scared him, froze him. They nodded, polite, pitying. Stress can trigger it. Odd, but possible. Didn't push, knew they'd never get it. Never saw that bear, heard that voice. Sat by his bed, machines beeping, watching his chest rise, fall. Eyes still open, still gone. Locked on something I couldn't see. Next day, storm cleared, sky bright, cruel. Check the house. No Sadie, no Martin, mice, bird. Just Muffin, curled on the couch, purring like nothing happened. Bear gone too. No blood, no tracks, just snow, clean and deep. Like it had never been there, like none of it had. Asked around. Mr. Carter said Sadie came home. Wouldn't talk about it. Looked away fast. Kept asking Ethan every visit. What did you see? No answer, just that stare, cutting through me, taking him somewhere I couldn't follow. Ethan didn't come back, not really. Docs kept him, tubes, monitors, white walls. Said he might blink someday, might twitch a finger. But that night took him somewhere deep. Locked him there. I brought him home after weeks. Couldn't leave him to those sterile rooms. Set him up in hours, bed by the window, staring at nothing. 5 years now. 5 years of feeding him, turning him, watching Muffin curl on his chest, purring like she knows he's still in there. Docs stick to stroke, won't budge, say I'm grasping, seeing ghosts in a medical chart. Maybe they're right. Maybe it's just me clinging to what's gone. But I know what I saw, what we heard. That night wasn't normal. Not in Bangor, not anywhere. First year, I searched, dug for answers. Tracked down Mr. Carter again, Sadie's owner. Cornered him at the feed store. What did she see? I asked, voice sharp, nodding at his collie, old now, gray around the muzzle. He shrugged, eyes skittering away. Dunno, storm spooked her, that's all. Pressed him. She ran to us, scared stiff. Same night that bear died outside my window. He froze, face paling, mumbled something about weather, bolted fast. Never got more. Nobody talked, nobody saw. Checked the woods behind our place. Days after. Snow melted, no tracks, no blood. Just pines, quiet and tall, like they'd swallowed it all. Kept asking Ethan every day. What did you see? Sit by him, hold his hand, watch those eyes, still wide, still lost. No answer, never will be. Just that look carved into him, cutting me every time. Muffin stays close, sleeps on him. Purrs soft, steady. Only thing that doesn't flinch. Tried moving once, 3rd year. Packed us up, rented a place across town. Didn't work. First night, woke to Muffin hissing. Rare for her, staring at the window. Looked out, snow falling light. Saw it. A shape, big, limping. Like that bear, but wrong. Too tall, too thin. Gone when I blinked. Ethan's breathing changed. Fast, shallow. First shift in months, then back to nothing. Took us home next day. Couldn't run, couldn't hide. Whatever tied us to that night, it follows, sticks, won't let go. Stopped trying, stay put now. Doors locked, blinds down. Me, Ethan, Muffin, and the quiet. 5 years on, I'm still here. Caring for him, waiting for something. Miracle, answers, end. Don't know what he saw, what broke him, what that voice wanted. Keep replaying it. Can I come in? It's so cold. Flat, empty, too calm for a storm that tore a bear apart. Sadie's gone. Died last spring. Mr. Carter, too. Heart attack. Nobody left but us. Muffin's old, slow now, but still climbs on Ethan. Purrs like it's enough. I watch her, watch him, and it floods back, that night. The animals, the bear, that thing outside. What was it? What did it want? Lean close, ask again. Ethan, what did you see? Soft, desperate. No answer, just his eyes, staring past me into something I'll never reach. That's it, folks. One frozen tale from RV Horror Stories. Tell me below. Want more like this? It's got that Reddit shiver you love, but colder, stranger. Let me know what hit, what didn't, what you'd twist. Hit like, subscribe. We're chasing 1,000 subs, and I need you in this dark with me. Sleep tight if you can. That's it, folks. One frozen tale from RV Horror Stories. Tell me below. Want more like this? It's got that Reddit shiver you love, but colder, stranger. Let me know what hit, what didn't, what you'd twist. Hit like, subscribe. We're chasing 1,000 subs, and I need you in this dark with me. Sleep tight if you can.